morning, Dad.
Hi, honey. How'd you sleep?
Okay, I guess. Where's Mother?
Well, she was still asleep when I got up. I didn't want to disturb her.
Isn't she going to the hospital today?
Honey, we talked everything over quite late last night. She decided the best thing was to get some rest this morning, and she'll start back at the clinic in the afternoon.
Is it true that going back isn't going to be the same for her?
I don't know exactly what you mean.
Well, something about her old contract.
Where did you hear that?
From someone at the hospital. I can't remember who it was.
Well, there is one slight formality, but Steve Hardy will take care of that for your mother.
The hospital board hasn't renewed Lesley's contract, have they?
No, they haven't.
Why? Is it because of the lie she told to protect me?
That's an oversimplification of it, Laura.
Is it?
Yes. Laura, all of the publicity about the trial, her conviction, and then the subsequent publicity, that's all played an important part on the board's decision.
I understand all that, Dad. But it still boils down to the same thing, doesn't it? I caused all the trouble. I created that publicity that you're talking about because I'm the one who killed the man.
Laura, stop torturing yourself like this. That's in the past. Now, we're concentrating on the present and the future. Now, saying something like that is taking a step backwards.
Well, maybe, but I can't help it.
Yes, you can, Laura. By getting rid of things, by not placing blame, and then dwelling on that blame on something that's already over. Honey, that's destructive. And if you do that, it'll stop us from ever having any kind of normal life again.
Normal? Do you really think that it'll ever be like that?
Yes, of course I do. I have said that from the night the three of us walked in this house. And I mean it. I've gone on saying it because I do believe it.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey, for taking off like that. I've had a long night. I've had very little sleep, and I'm tired. It doesn't give me any justification for taking my frustrations out on you.
We all do it sometimes.
But we shouldn't. Laura, we will get back to where we were before. I believe that. You have to believe it, too. Hey, how about something for breakfast, okay?
Yeah, thanks.
How about a smile? Smiles do marvelous things on dreary days. My mother always used to say that to me.
Well, it's a beautiful sunny day outside, but it's a nice thought anyway.
Well, it's funny, the things we remember at different times, isn't it? Well, come on, let's get something ready in the kitchen, okay?
I'll be in and help you in a minute. I have to check on a geometry problem.
Oh, okay. See you then. My name's John Higgins. You must be Dr. Weber. Mr. Higgins, the family court investigator that Judge Stallman. Yes. Thank you. Good morning, Laura.
Morning.
I had no idea you people started work so early. I've already made 2 calls. Well, that is early, as I like to visit the families assigned to me at different times of the day. It gives me a better insight into their lifestyles, routines, that sort of thing. And the morning I found is an especially good time to get an impression of family life in a house. Is Mrs. Weber at home? She's not awake yet.
Excuse me, I'm gonna have to have breakfast now. I'll be late for school.
Darling, did you want to talk to Laura this morning? No, not really, but I'd like the chance to talk with you if you have a few minutes. That'll be fine. I'm on my way downtown if I can give you a lift to school, Laura.
Thank you. That's very nice of you, but actually, I'd rather walk this morning.
I understand you've been here before. Yes, I had a nice talk with your wife once. Oh, and Laura and your housekeeper. And you've talked to the people at the hospital, and you've been to Laura's school. That's right. Is that the usual procedure, Mr. Higgins? The reason I ask is this is all very new to me. Well, not really the usual, Dr. Weber, but Laura is a special case. How was that? Well, Dr. Weber, she was responsible for a homicide. Yes. And Judge Stallman has asked for very detailed reports. During the next 5 months, he has to consider the dismissal of the charges against your daughter. So he has to be armed with all the facts as to her progress. Naturally. From what I've read about the case and what I've seen here, your wife is very protective of her daughter. Aren't most mothers? Yes, but in this case, it might be said that Mrs. Weber has been overly protective. Well, how would that affect Judge Stallman's decision in any way? Well, it wouldn't. See, what I'm getting at is that Mrs. Weber might tend to overlook some of Laura's shortcomings. That may have happened before, but my wife has a much more objective and realistic view of Laura now. Good. She seems to feel that Laura is making excellent progress. She is. Progress in all directions, and that her attitude has changed greatly. Do you agree? I most certainly do. What do you base your evaluation on, Doctor? By what I hear, by what I see. Laura has been through a great many things that would have been difficult on any young lady her age. And she's come through admirably. It's a very impressionable age. Laura is back in school, and it's not easy for her there. She's returned to her volunteer work at the hospital, and from where I stand, Mr. Higgins, that takes a lot of guts. I understand you've talked to a few other people about Laura. Is that true? I have. Well, how do they concur with my evaluation of her progress? Well, they do in the main, yes, but Dr. Weber, fill me in on one thing, if you will. What's that? Laura's temper. Now, is she given to sudden outbursts of temper that she finds hard to control? Mr. Higgins, my daughter is a girl of many moods, and she has several faults that are common to any young girl her age. But as to a burst of temper, no, that is not one of her faults. That seldom ever happens. I'm glad to hear that. And I'm sure you can appreciate the reason for my asking. I'm sure I understand why, but would you like to explain it to me? The homicide Laura was involved in was obviously a result of a burst of violence. Look, Mr. Higgins, don't think that I'm going to try to defend my daughter. I, better than anybody else, know exactly what she did, and we have lived through the hideous consequences ever since. Let me ask you one question. Do you have any idea as to what really happened that night? The real facts from Laura's point of view? There's the juvenile court records, of course, and her mother's statement. Oh, yes, the records, but do you have any idea what happened inside her mind? Do you have any thoughts as to the hurt, the disillusionment, the vicious, evil acts that man performed against her? Dr. Weber. Hey, look, you want the facts? Let me give them to you. She was debased. She was humiliated. Now, don't you think a little sudden outburst of violence was warranted at that time? Dr. Weber, I'm trying to say that I agree with you. Well, good. So much for bursts of temper. You know, most people think I'm a very controlled man, but that's because I work at it. I work at it very hard because I happen to have one hell of a temper, and it's given me a lot of trouble. Mr. Higgins, had I been there that night and had I seen David Hamilton, I would have killed him before Laura ever had a chance to. You make a good case, Doctor. No, that's just the facts. Nothing more. I'm very pleased we met finally. Likewise. We'll probably be seeing a lot of each other during the next few months. Whatever we can do to help. Good day. Good day, sir.
Laura?
What?
Well, it's not nice to eavesdrop, honey.
It wasn't eavesdropping. I was just listening to see if he was gone.
Audrey, you minding the store today?
Oh, temporarily, yes. What will it be?
Can you tell me if Lesley called?
Lesley. No. No messages from her. There's several others for you right
Thank
there.
you.
Rick, I was delighted to hear that Lesley is coming into work this afternoon. Steve told me last night after she called.
Yeah, I think it'll be very good for her getting back in her old routine just as soon as possible.
Audrey, I can't believe this whole thing about Jeff. Rick tells me you've known about it from the beginning.
I filled Monica in on Cal Jameson and the death certificate.
It's all so strange, isn't it?
It's getting stranger. You know, I haven't been able to run into Jeff today, but after he called me, and when he called on the phone last night from your house, he really sounded confused.
Well, it was a terrible shock to him. And a wonderful one, too. But the hope that Stephen Lars could still be alive.
But, I mean, if they don't know where he is, that's got to be terribly upsetting.
It'll continue to be that way until he hears from Jameson again. I still think that guy is really unreliable. I'm just wondering if maybe Jeff shouldn't take the assistant DA up on that offer to get a police report on him. That way, Jeff would know exactly what he's dealing with.
Well, Steve and Jeff discussed the possibility of involving the police last night, but Jeff was against it.
Why?
Well, he was afraid that involving the police could send Jameson into hiding. And if that happens, they'd lose all contact with information about Stephen Lars.
Well, that's true. If he loses contact with Jameson, he may never find out what the man really knows.
If he knows anything. I just can't make myself believe this. It's just bizarre. What does Heather have to say about it?
Well, he hasn't told her about the forgery of the death certificate. She gets so upset every time Jameson's name is mentioned.
Well, good reason.
Yeah, in her condition, that's the last thing she needs to get into.
Oh, hi. You people had lunch yet?
Yes, we just finished. Peter, that's great news about Diana.
Hey, that's the best. I couldn't be happier.
How did she react to being home again?
Oh, you should have seen her this morning. She was telling the nurse how to take care of PJ, running the house from the sofa, barking orders.
Well, she's supposed to be resting.
Well, she's trying very hard to follow Dr. Levine's orders, so I don't lean on her too much.
Give her my best, please.
Yeah, you bet.
And tell her I will be by to see her just as soon as I get a chance.
I certainly will.
Okay.
Audrey, I'll be in recovery checking on a patient.
Right, and I will be with you. Fine.
Does look very good, doesn't it?
No, I'm afraid not.
Monica, I'd appreciate it if you could sort of stand by while I start the afternoon rounds.
Sure, of course I will. I would appreciate it if you'd go get a cup of tea or coffee, or at least a couple of quiet moments.
I'm fine. I'll be all right.
Okay. Listen, did Lesley tell you about our conversation yesterday?
No, she didn't.
Well, that was the reason I left you the note, wanting to talk to you if you got a chance.
Oh, but I never got that chance. Yesterday was just crazy. What did you want to tell me?
Rick, Lesley seemed terribly on edge.
Yes, she is.
I mean, I thought that now that her license is reinstated, she'd relax, but she just seems more nervous.
Well, now she's worried because of the board's reaction to renewing her contract here.
Oh, but that's just a matter of time.
Now, hopefully a matter of time. That's what everything is about, isn't it? I mean, time. And all problems in life are cured by the right amount of time.
Wait. Do I detect a note of cynicism?
That's just that Lesley and Laura are tired of hearing me say that, and I'm getting to the point where I'm a little reluctant to say it myself.
That is true.
Maybe, but I see the look of hurt and frustration in their eyes when I say it. Beginning to doubt it myself.
Wait a minute. Now, you can't tell me the mountain of strength is crumbling.
Monica, I feel less like a mountain every day.
Then you better get your act together. Because Laura and Lesley depend on that strength. Come on, Rick. Look, you wouldn't even be talking this way if you weren't just tired.
Yeah, well, it's been a long night, and I've had very little sleep. Maybe that fatigue is causing part of my pessimistic mood.
Well, you know, everyone is allowed a pessimistic mood once in a while, including you, Dr. Weber.
Monica, you have just said exactly what I needed to hear today.
No, but I meant what I said about Lesley and Laura. I mean, they do depend on you, Rick. I mean, let them doubt themselves. They'll get over that. But don't. I mean it, don't let them doubt you or the things you stand for. You'd just be letting both of them down terribly. But you're not going to do that, I know. I mean, you never have.
Thank you for your vote of confidence.
Anytime.
See you later.